Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sarah Riel Inc.'s Resources Review. My name is Cameron Tyndall, and I'm a manager of mental health services at Sarah Riel Inc. Today, we are joined by Jennifer Swanson, an employment facilitator from the Canadian Council on Rehabilitation and Work, located at 1080 Portage Avenue in beautiful Winnipeg, Manitoba. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem. So we've worked with you in the past with mutual participants and projects. So I'm very happy to be able to interview you so people can learn about all the great stuff that you guys are doing over there. So my first question, and what everybody wants to know, is what is CCRW and who do you serve?
So CCRW is a national organization that assists people who are living with disabilities, who are looking for assistance with gaining and keeping employment. And we work with businesses to support those employment opportunities and the retention of persons with disabilities in the workforce.
Awesome. So now that people know what you do and have a little bit of awareness to you, how would someone get involved with you guys, or what would the application process look like?
So here in Winnipeg, if you are interested, if you're an interested person, all you have to do is call and just set up an intake appointment or email. So it's very easy. The eligibility criteria is just self-disclosed disability. Because we are a cross-disability organization, that can be any disability, multiple disabilities. It can be mental health, intellectual, medical, physical, anything that's really just being a barrier that you've experienced that's affected gaining and keeping employment, and just looking for work and, ready to work. So to get started, you just have to call and set up an intake appointment, have a resume, have some job goals, and be ready to talk about work.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And for those of you that are watching this, get in contact if this sounds like something you would be interested in. One thing I've heard about is the CCRW roster. So can you tell me, what does it mean to be on the CCRW roster?
So CCRW, we develop a talent roster that we use to fill job roles that our job developers are securing in the community. So if they're doing outreach, if they're building relationships with businesses and they're looking for a certain talent, then we're gonna look at our talent pool, our roster, sorry,
Okay.
and find some good matches. So if you're on our roster, then you are, automatically being considered for these kind of hidden job opportunities.
Oh, okay. So that's super cool. So even if you're not actively at the office working directly with somebody, you're still kind of looking for work with them, even though they're not there, right? With the kind of talent pool.
Yeah, it's a very minimal commitment. So once you come in and you've done your intake and we have, your plan, we'll talk about the accommodation piece, have an accommodation plan in place. We'll talk about your job goals, your skills, all of that stuff that we need to know to create those matches. Once that's done, it's not a continuous meeting or attending programming with us here. It's you're on our roster and we're going to call you with those job opportunities when they come up.
That is so cool. I think that's such a cool idea. So you did bring up one thing that I do want to touch on a little bit. So I know one issue that we've heard even with our services that's uncomfortable or can be challenging for people is requesting or navigating or discussing a workplace accommodation. Is that something CCRW could help somebody with, maybe explain an accommodation to an employer or something like that?
Absolutely. That's a big part of what we do. So during the intake process, we'll be identifying accommodations. We do also have one area, one thing that we can do an assessment to identify accommodations if you're just really not sure, if there's some possible, technology related accommodations, dictation software, ergonomic equipment, that sort of thing. So we can self-identify what our accommodation needs are, or we can complete an assessment to identify possible accommodations. And yeah, a huge part is working with the employer and working with the candidate to find, you know, what works for both parties, being flexible and finding the right accommodation fit for that job. And just having the discussion about, you know, disclosure and how and when should I disclose, you know, what's right for me. And so that's part of the process with accommodation. And we also, you know, we're there for you, and we will advocate and help the employer learn more so that they understand. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's great, and you kind of led right into my next question. So we now know that you assist people with job searching, and you've got the roster, and you connect them with employment, and you can do some advocacy. But you guys work directly with a lot of businesses as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
what types of supports do you? Sorry, what type of supports do you offer to businesses, or what would you like businesses to know about CCRW?
So CCRW, what we can offer to businesses is, you know, in addition to support with finding that hidden talent in the labor pool, we also offer a lot of educational material and opportunities for training and disability awareness. So it's very flexible, and there's, you know, different options that can work for your business needs. So whether that's one-on-one meetings with our job developers, having somebody come in who specializes to do some training with your staff. We have our online disability confident employer program that you can complete kind of self-paced. It's fantastic, you know, really helps understand how to have an inclusive hiring process and how to you know, do that, the management piece with retaining, you know, once you've hired. And so yeah, and then we also have, you know, we do fun things. We have lunch and learns and online things that you can attend. There's lots of stuff. So we work with businesses to just kind of help them to expand their disability awareness and then access that that untapped labor pool of skilled workers.
That is awesome. So I got one final question for you. What is your favorite office knickknack or item?
Um,
Or if there's a story, just anything.
uh, it's probably the Tassimo. I run on coffee most days. Um, Funny story, I have a favorite pen. It went missing. A coworker stole it. We're all big fans of The Office here, so I made a little sign with the picture of the pen and put missing, returned to Jennifer, and my pen was returned, but I definitely got called Dwight that day, if you know who that is, but it was been good fun. We have fun here.
Well, that's great that you guys are able to do fantastic things for the community and the people you support while you're having some fun. Um, so for everybody who's watching this, if it sounds like some supports that you'd be interested in or need, please contact them. Like I said, we've worked with you guys in the past. You guys do amazing work. So I just want to thank you again so much for being here, Jennifer, and we'll make sure to put any additional info in the description below. So thank you very
Okay.
much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, take care.